Hello, my love. It's Kristen, and I am back with another Oracle deck review. I reviewed this deck last week on my channel, the Nature Nurture Oracle by Marcella Kroll, and I thought that you guys might like to see her other deck, which is called Sacred Symbols. And this is her newer one. This one just came out. It's brand spanking new, second edition. But this one has been around for a couple of years, and I think that it's really special. I think that Marcella is really special, and so I wanted to introduce you to anybody who doesn't know her or haven't had the chance to see this deck, a little bit about her and what the deck is about. She's really an incredible person. She used to do readings at a bookstore, a Mystic bookstore in Venice Beach where I live. And I did have a few readings with her many, many years ago. She moved away, she moved to Arizona. But I found her to be a very talented, in tune, very spiritual, connected person that was about healing, connecting to the heart. She is a no bullshit, doesn't candy coat kind of reader, but at the same time is very passionate and very committed to helping you on your path with very practical, non-judgmental guidance that's always steeped in the esoteric and in an alternative way of looking at things. What's awesome is that she creates all of her decks completely. She's really all about you trusting your own inner knowing. So let's get to it. It is a very sturdy box. You can see it's a beautiful color, and I want to put this up front here so you can see her name. I'm going to go close, close, close. So if you do want to check her out and support her, she's got quite a big following on Instagram, and she does a lot on there. And you can access all of her links. If this inspires you to connect with her and perhaps get some sort of reading and guidance, she offers a lot of different things. So let's open it up. Beautiful blue, very vibrant. She's a very bold person, not afraid to be out there, unique, to be herself. And I think she encourages that, you know, with her clients and in these decks. And you have the cards here. What I'll notice about her stock is that I do find it to be that perfect kind of bendable paper. That's because sometimes you feel like it's too thick and you have a hard time shuffling. At least that's how I feel. Like sometimes like it's a really thick, beautiful paper grade, but you have a hard time shuffling it. They kind of get stuck together. A lot of the newer Colette Baron Reed, they're gorgeous, but it's almost like they really are meant to kind of pull one. You try to do a reading with it and get a bunch of cards out, and they kind of stick together and they don't want to flow. These are it's very smooth. There is no gilding on the side, but it's very, very pretty. And I'll do a little shuffle for you over here. I have tiny hands. That's how they are, with a tiny hand. So it's like the length of my hand. I don't have problems shuffling them. So they're not too huge that sometimes it can be that little quarter of an inch or half an inch bigger, and you can see the art and it's fantastic. It really showcases the art a little bit more. But then even if you have big hands, bigger hands, sometimes it still can be a little bit hard. So I feel like these, you can really appreciate the art. You can see it, but they're not so big that various hand lengths can't enjoy and easily shuffle. So you can see me easily shuffling, and I want you to see the bendability. Do one more, because we'll do a little tiny reading at the end with them. So we'll get that shuffle and that intention flowing now. You can see that going. And this is the book. So again, it's small. It's very portable, but it's substantial. And what I mean by substantial is what she's written. It's not like tons, but it gives you enough to spark your journey with the card that you picked. So she's not spoon feeding you, and that's very much with her personality. She doesn't want to spoon feed it to you, but she gives you enough to go by. You can see. Bring that up close. She has all her cards numbered as well, so I want to point out the numerology aspect of that. because it's always fun to look at the numbers of things so you can coordinate them with dates. You can add them together. Like talisman is 31, 3 plus 1 is 4, whatever 4 is going to mean for you in your life. Like I live at 4040, like my whole address is 4040, 4040, unit 44. So 4 is always a significant number for me on a lot of different ways. Some people think of it as an angel. So again, it's not like, you can kind of play with it as it feels right for you. This is Marcella. This great color photo of her here in the back. Pretty red dress. And she writes on the bottom, Marcella Kroll is an artist, intuitive, and metaphysical teacher. So without further ado, let us go through every single one of these cards. So we have jealousy, and focus, and growth, and magic, and courage, and grounded, and time, and divinity, and stormy, and earth, and gratitude, and friendship, fire, air, home, veiled, psychic, karmic path, spiritual cleansing, good fortune, transformation, divine masculine, release, transmute, water, relief, power, truth, nature spirits. And here is the nature spirit. Shift, meditate, knowledge, past life, death. I think this is my favorite. I just love how she did this. It's beautiful. They're all beautiful. Soulmate, protection, divine feminine, new life, guides, lucky, boundaries. I love that she has this card. Message, new moon, healer, affluence, full moon, talisman, trust, safe travel, and the last one, the shadow. So Marcella's gone through a couple of renditions of these cards over the years. There was the first version that was only ever sold at Mystic Journey bookstore, and then she redid them and they became this glorious deck. And I was happy to see some new things in there, some things she kept, some things she changed. And I think it's important to say that this deck was born out of her own personal growth process. And she created these cards. She did one a day, and it was part of a daily meditation for her to create these symbols and what they meant to her. And you know, at the end of it, she had a deck. She's an inspiration to us all. So let's pull 3 cards. So whatever, in the spirit of Marcella, what do we need to know? Well, of course, the boundaries card just couldn't wait to get out. And courage, that one, and magic. So boundaries create intimacy, and having your own boundaries is a way to create intimacy with yourself and intimacy with others. To be able to have your boundaries securely in place is a way to feel like you can walk out into the world and be vulnerable, knowing that you know what your boundaries specifically are, and you know how you can connect with someone, or what you need to connect with someone, or what is going to cross your boundaries and that's going to show you a red flag about someone, or what do people need to know about you? Like, what do the people that you're connecting with on different levels need to know in order for things to be in alignment? Like, what are those boundaries that you have, but also what are other people's boundaries? And sometimes we're focusing on our own boundaries, and then we forget other people have boundaries too, and it's not personal. Their boundaries aren't personal. It's what they need. So it's good to just remember that I have boundaries, other people have boundaries, and I have to respect other people's as I would want them to respect mine. But you have to respect your own boundaries first. If you can't respect your own boundaries, then how can we possibly expect anybody else to? And I'm saying this to myself as much as I'm saying it to you. And that takes courage. It takes the fire in the belly, connecting to our own personal power, to be able to, I have a right to my own boundaries, but also to not take things personal around other people's boundaries. You know, often things come up in relationships, all kinds of relationships, and you wonder, how come this person is acting this way? How come they're not connecting with me? What's going on here? How come things aren't working the way they used to work, or whatever it may be? And most of the time it has nothing to do with us. It's not personal. And I think it takes a certain degree of confidence and courage to be like, you know, it's not me. I mean, you know, look, if you know that there's some self-responsibility or some piece that you own, yeah, have the courage to own that too. Somebody else is going through their own thing. And most of the time it has nothing to do with us. My aunt used to have this saying on her refrigerator that she cut it out of the newspaper, and it said, nobody's thinking about you. They're thinking about themselves, just like you. And I thought that was awesome. And I remember that. Believe in the magic of, you know, of what is meant to be. But believe in the magic of what you're creating. And sometimes people drift apart. Sometimes relationships take they go down the unwinding spiral and you don't really know. And a lot of times people can come back together and things can be a lot better after a certain amount of space or time apart. And if you have the courage to give someone their boundaries and just go off and do your own thing and live your life and just continue on and maybe feel whatever feelings come up around the relationship, but also feel good about yourself, good about your magic, good about yourself as a creator, then it's easier to let it go. And if things are going to come back around, they will. And if they don't, they don't. But leaving you with just this message of your boundaries are important. And we don't always know what they are. So maybe this is a reminder, a reflection to begin to play with and get curious and in discovery around your own boundaries. Maybe your boundaries have changed. Maybe certain things were okay at one point, but they're not okay now. And you have a right to change. You have a right to change your mind. But so does everybody else. So I'm sending you my love, as does Lily. And we will see you on the next one. Oh, I do a lot of readings here. It's my way of talking to you about the human condition and reflection and healing and personal growth. I'm also creating some audio meditations for you guys. So those are going to start going up once a week, probably sometime in June, more towards the end. And a lot of other fun things on this channel. So I'm Kristen. This is Tiger Lily. Her brother Nico is somewhere around. And I hope that you will subscribe. I'm new on YouTube and it would mean the world to me. And please let me know what resonates in the comments below. And please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this. And don't forget to check out Marcella. Mwah. Bye.